Welcome back to the League Digest. We've taken a quick break in the past month or so as most of our members had exams going on, and I went on a 3-week trip to Korea to watch the League 2018 World Championship. It was an amazing event and holiday overall, but I'm excited to jump straight back into content and look forward to the amazing things we have planned for 2019. Anyway, this week we dive into the biggest off-season changes, looking at both the NALCS and the newly formed European LEC, as well as the Korea's LCK. Then we look at the most impactful gameplay changes Riot is making in the preseason in setup for Season 9. I'm Sushix with the League Digest. Let's talk. It's that time of year again, the time where rosters go up in smoke and new teams are put together in pursuit of international and regional success. We're still relatively early into the off-season, but we've already seen massive changes across many rosters in all the regions, and fans are eagerly awaiting to see how their favourite teams will perform in 2019. So, without further ado, let's jump into the biggest of those changes. So far, the king of the off-season has to be the Korean legends SK Telecom T1. After failing to make it to Worlds this year and losing in the finals versus Samsung Galaxy, now Gen.G, in 2017, some drastic changes were needed, and boy did they come. Completely rebuilding around superstar mid laner Faker, the team has added Kingzone Dragon X's stellar top laner Khan as their starter, as well as Ambition's protege in Haru, who will compete for a starting spot with Clid, who returns home from China after a stint on JD Gaming. SKT has also picked up Teddy from Jin Air Green Wings, an AD carry who has long been considered the shining light on a struggling Jin Air team. Finally, and maybe most importantly, the crew has secured another superstar in legendary support Mata. The team is now undeniably a favourite for next year's LCK Spring Split, but it remains to be seen how well this team will gel together. Heading over to North America, there's been two major changes in the NALCS. Firstly, as SKT reformed, their now former AD carry Bang has moved to join 100 Thieves and play alongside NALCS veteran Afromoo in the bot lane. As much of a shock as that was trumped by longtime Cloud9 mid laner Jensen replacing Pobelter on an already dominant Team Liquid squad that now looks in prime position to claim a third consecutive NALCS split. On top of all of this, Team Liquid support Ole has moved to Golden Guardians and has been replaced by World Championship winner Core JJ. TSM's top laner Haunts has also moved to Golden Guardians with Ole and has been replaced by complete rookie Broken Shard. And keeping with TSM, Mithy has been completely removed from the team and replaced with none other than Smoothie, a veteran North American player. Back across the Atlantic, the EULCS has rebranded to the League of Legends European Championship, or LEC for short, and the region is abuzz as franchise teams pick up new players, but also as current ones upend the scene entirely. One of the biggest changes is that Caps has departed from the Fnatic squad where he made his name to sign with rivals G2 Esports. You would think that that would mean the departure of Perks, G2's star mid laner, but instead he's moving to play AD carry for the squad in a change that absolutely no one saw coming. Now the off-season has just begun, so there are many changes still yet to be made and rosters not yet finalized, but we'll be sure to keep an eye out on everything that's happening and update you guys on the biggest roster changes as organizations look to make teams to challenge the rest of the world. Moving on, Preseason recently erupted onto the live servers, bringing massive changes to core concepts of the game coming into Season 9. Present obviously in every game, they're often overlooked as a means to gate the early game from the mid game, but Riot has revisited them in an attempt to firmly put a cap onto the early game and get games going faster. They've added 5 plates to all the outer turrets that can be broken consecutively to award a small portion of gold that rewards early pressure in the lanes. Those plates contain the turret's armor, and once 14 minutes ticks by, they'll fall off and deposit their gold and protection into the abyss and leave the outer towers defenseless. No matter when they fall, the gold that they can give can push any player ahead, which leads into the next big change of the preseason. Bounties used to be relatively linear. If you'd kill 2 or more champions in a row, a chunk of gold would be awarded to your killer upon your eventual death. But now CS leads and individual gold leads feed into that. So you might be losing lane even with your opponent KDA wise, but if you've got a significant CS lead, your first death could turn over a juicy bounty to your opponent. And now everyone can see them, as bounties will appear on the scoreboard, so if you fall behind in lane, a cheeky bounty ping will surely make your jungler scurry their way up to take them down. That will also tone down the impact of the reintroduction of the funneling strat that was rampant earlier in the year as the Monster Hunter passive has been removed. And talking about runes, the biggest change has been that to Dark Harvest. Formerly an ever-increasing damage buff based off minions and champion kills, now Harvest will permanently increase its damage when you damage a champion below 50% health. It's now on a 45-second cooldown, which reduces to 1.5 seconds on a takedown. It's already proven to be overly strong, requiring multiple hotfixes on both ARAM and Summoner's Rift. Now those have been the biggest changes in the preseason so far, but there are many more changes that could be heading our way before the start of Season 9, so be sure to keep your eye out, and we will too. Unfortunately, that brings us to the end of today's episode. I know it's a little bit short, but also it's the off season, so not many competitive things are happening, and we're still getting back into the groove in producing content. If you guys like what we do or have any feedback, don't forget to give it to us on our social media, on Twitter, Facebook. We have a Discord channel. I think we have an Instagram as well. And on top of all that, we also have a Patreon if you guys want to help us out financially. I purchase all the equipment from my own pocket, and it can be quite expensive. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'm Sushix with the League Digest, and I'll talk to you guys later.